Why have you said before you're only an okay husband and father?
I hung around dudes who you'd see them do interviews and they'd talk about what a great dad they were. And then you saw them as a dad and you're like, bro, you're not. If I'm honest, like the majority of dads out there are like, I'm not killing it. I remember one time someone said to me, don't you think it's irresponsible that you work as hard as you do when you're on the road, but you have a family? Like, shouldn't you focus on your family? And I remember thinking, sitting on an airplane next to a dude who was in the military, and he's like, yeah, I've been gone in Afghanistan for like 2 years. This is my first time coming home. And I was like, that dad seems to be doing it. But that dad isn't sitting next to me going, kill it. And he was like, yeah, man, it's tough. Being a dad's tough. I used to have a joke, I don't hit them, I don't piss on them. Like, I love them. I don't drink and drive. Like, there's certain things that I hold very precious, but like, I'm never gonna tell you I'm a great dad, and I'm never gonna tell you I'm a great husband. I'm pretty regular.
The role your kids play in your life would be what?
Muses? I don't know. I mean, I wanted to be this edgy comic so bad. I didn't want to be a dad comic. I had one joke about Isla putting her finger in her ass and putting it in the dog's mouth. And it was just a story that I thought was funny, and I told it. And Ian Bagg came up to me and said, that is you. That's hilarious. No one's telling jokes like that. But Georgia has always been like, have you seen what Isla's doing? Have you seen this? And so Isla and Georgia have been ultimately my muses. I've probably unfairly mined their entire childhood for material.
I understand body hair is one thing they require you to stay away from.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I can't even, like, I'm nervous to even say it now because when the girls hit puberty, and we're just talking like armpit hair. When the girls hit puberty, I thought it was so funny. And I remember one night, something happened in the house and it was funny. We were all laughing. It was hilarious. I'm biting my tongue because Isla said to me that night, this doesn't go on stage. She must have been 10. This doesn't go on stage. And I went, are you being serious? She goes, this is ours. And I was like, baby, it's so good. And she goes, and then I just realized I just don't ask her. I don't ask her. Sometimes I don't ask her if it's good, I just go ask for forgiveness. Like, she used to say for the longest time, when I turn 16, I can start cursing. We're like, no, that's not how it works. And she goes, no, 16, you can curse. Georgia turned 16. Dad, she curses. When I get 16, I can curse. And on her 16th birthday, we were having a birthday party at the house, and I had my camera out, and everyone was texting me, what's Isla's first curse word gonna be? Because I'd said it on podcasts. And I said, Isla, I pull my camera out, I go, what's your first curse word gonna be? And she's eating dinner next to Leanne, and she looks at Leanne and goes, and I put it online. That night, she woke me up at 2 in the morning and said, hey, you gotta take that down. I said, what? She goes, it's got 6 million views on TikTok. I was like, I have tour dates to sell. Like, we can use that. Well, how come I didn't brand the tour? And then she goes, no, that'll be the meme. Everyone will take the audio of that, and then they'll do their, and then I'll forever be the girl. In college, they'll go, oh, you were the girl? You gotta take it down. So I took it down. And then the other day, I don't know if you saw it, but Isla got swept out to sea.
No.
It's so good. The big waves are happening on the coast, and she sees a big wave coming in and realizes she's gonna try to run in front of it and beat it, and she lost. It's got 17, I think it's at 20 million views right now.
Jeez.
I didn't tell her I put it up.
You once said that if they could trade your success for anonymity again, they would do it in a second. Yeah. Still the case today?
Yeah. You know, anonymity is very precious.
You don't realize it until it's gone.
I had it, I didn't like it. Obviously, I didn't like it. I looked at kids who had famous parents or parents were just well known, and I thought that was the coolest thing when I was growing up. I was like, that's the secret sauce. That's why I got into this business. When I got my first taste of success, of fame, it wasn't even success, it was just fame in college, I don't know, I thought it was sexy. It was cool that you'd be at Blimpies and there'd be a table of girls that were pretty going, that's him. That's the party animal. I thought it was cool. I've always thought it was cool. I was at a party the other night and I met George R.R. Martin, and someone introduced me as in he does arenas, and George R.R. Martin went, oh, for real? I love comedy. Where can I find your stuff? I go, I got 5 Netflix specials. I got a movie on Netflix. I got a TV show on Netflix. I don't mind it. I don't mind it for real. And I know that's not a sexy thing to say, and I know it comes out gross. That should not be the motive behind you. But I didn't realize how precious anonymity was, and I took theirs away. And when they were kids, I remember the first time, I think I did Hey Big Boy, and I told Isla, I was in the pool with her, and I said, hey, in this special, I talk a lot about you, and I just want to make sure we're okay. And she said, she must have been like 10 or 12. She goes, it's fine. She goes, I know you love me. She goes, the only thing I don't like is when people I don't know who I am. And I went, is that weird? She goes, it's very weird. At school, like all the kids know who I am, and I don't know them. So I never feel like safe. I feel like people are watching me. And I was like, oh, but it was too late. I was like, and then, in that special, I think I talked about her getting her period and throwing a period party. And yeah, like we went skiing and we were having a real family moment, like Georgia was going through some I was being a great dad. I was very present. I was just say it was very emotional for both of us. And my lifestyle had gotten out of control at a certain point that I don't think I realized. I was just working so hard. I had blinders on. It was a great conversation between me and Georgia about me focusing on my career and what she's going through. And we get off the gondola and we're still having this moment and people are coming up going, hey, Bert, oh, Georgia, can I get a picture of both of you? And Georgia's like, she said to me that night, she goes, I understand that these are the people that are paying for my college. I get that. She goes, it's really tough, Dad, to like have a moment with you when you get pulled from so many directions. The other day I thought about it, how many Instagram stories they were a part of. I mean, at one point they didn't like in my Instagram stories, and I'd start an Instagram story, and Georgia in the back would be like, Dad beats Mom, and I'd be like, Georgia. She goes, hey, I can't post it now.